Hello and welcome to the Phil and Matt Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the modelling world. How are we doing today, Matt? We all good?
Very well, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
Very good. Just
can't
a bit
complain.
cold. Cold.
Do you know what? It's warmed up, actually.
Hmm?
From when I spoke to you, from when I was last out there in the warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
just been and done the post run, and it's actually quite nice out. So there you go. Yeah,
Pleasant
temperature's
again.
gone up.
I must admit, it's nice it
Yeah,
hasn't
pleasant.
rained because Saturday and Sunday was truly biblical here. I was working all weekend, working on this lot, and it was just relentless, and I could hear it on the roof behind. So if anybody's watching the videos next week and this week, that's what you can hear because it was just horrendous rain. We had big flood dust down the road from us, and we couldn't get through it because it was, halfway up
Right.
your door. So it was like marooned. So, but yeah, it was pretty bad everywhere, I must admit. And the old rivers were pretty much at tipping point and everything. It was pouring out of all the fields. It was proper horrible. So it was a good day, to be honest, in modelling, as I was. My other half, she was down working in Plymouth. So, but she was coming back aquaplaning up the motorway. So it's fine. But yes, it was a good day to get on, of which I did lots. So we'll show that in a moment.
Cool.
But yes,
I
nice
tell
to
you what,
report. It's sunny now, though.
we didn't have a drop this weekend. It was
Didn't
really
you?
nice actually. It was chilly, but we was out with the dog. Me and the daughter had a really good walk on Sunday morning with the dog, and sun was out, and yeah, like I said, it was a bit cold, but it was definitely dry. So yeah, you've had all the rubbish, and it's been, got to say, in South Yorkshire, it's been really, really nice to be honest. So
Very
can't
nice.
complain.
Yes, good job. Anyway, been really, really busy. I've set this up completely wrong, really, because I can't show you till I move some of this. So I'll show you what I've been up to halfway through the show because it'll be easier
Do you
than
want me to
doing
show
it now, I
mine
think.
first, so you can move your
Go on.
stuff?
All right, I will. I'll move it round. Right, you show
Yeah, and then
yours
you
and
can
talk
have
about
a
yours, and
switch
I'll
back
move this
for it.
out of the way. Okay.
All
Right, go for it. Hold on. Right.
Let me get a mouse and a camera. God, seamless. This as usual.
Seamless, this. I know, absolutely. Hold on.
So,
Stick that
I've
there.
got rubbish out of the way, actually, what I've been doing. So the MG, the little MG
Nice.
is, oh God, zoom in a little bit, is finished apart from obviously weathering.
Very nice.
It's
That looks really cool.
clean.
Yes.
It's come out really well actually. To say how old the kit is,
Yes, definitely.
um, it's all right. I've got to say it's a good little kit. So that's finished.
So
Again,
just to let people know, that is the old Airfix from what year do we think it was? Is that 60s or 70s?
no, it's 70s. It's a 70s kit, but I'm not sure have scale mated it really. I've still got the box, but it's a 70s kit, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's really, really cool and nice design. They did a few car kits, didn't they, in 32nd over the 60s and 70s. And this is definitely one of the better. I remember having this as a kid as a blue one. I think like the box, Oxford blue. But we decided to go for a red one as a bit of contrast to what we're doing. And yeah, really pleased with how that's turned out, to be honest. I said I'm
Very
going to give
nice.
it a bit
I
of
like-
light dusting when we've done the
Yeah.
base, so it all ties in. So that's why it's super clean at the minute and no weathering. But obviously, I'm not going to go overboard with that anyway. So bit of dusting down the bottom and probably around the tyres and stuff. But I'm leaving it at that. So that's
Very
that
nice.
done. What I've not got here, but I have done the figures.
Yeah.
At least the ones we're doing. I've got a finished one that I was filming, but the pilot's figures done, which, if you remember, you'll see on Thursday when I'm back at home doing the show. And one of the other cadets. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you don't know, me and Phil's kind of expanded on it now. So I've got about 2 more figures to do. So that's done. And then this weekend, like you, I've been busy, but managed to get another vignette done.
Wow. Very nice.
So, right, let's. So this is one of the Great North Roads vignettes that I was showing when Kareem was here a couple of weeks ago that I'd got through. The figures I'd painted before, these are Master Box British Infantry figures, but I've added to the base, so you get the general like sort of big rocks and stuff that's moulded in because these are plaster bases and obviously the column.
Yeah.
But when we put an order in, we've had some VMS stuff, so I think I've shown this. You get these little pots. Little pots of rubble and stuff, which you could make yourself, let's be honest. But I thought I'd give them a go, and I think I used that one because there's a lot of texture in there. Bit of white glue, sprinkled it on, and then painted it. So a bit of plant life as well and a bit of grass. So kind of set now in Italy, I think this is. I need some regimental markings for obviously the infantry guys here, so I need to do a little bit of research, see if anybody does any decals. But I'm actually quite pleased that come out because it's one of them projects or just something I was playing about with because it's a bit of a warm up for me doing the 222 base, which is the bigger one that I showed.
Yeah.
If you don't know, go back a couple of episodes and you can have a look on what it is when I showed them. But yeah, quite into getting into these vignettes.
I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice.
Yeah, it's come out all right. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam under it just to raise it up, usual thing, just to give it a bit of height and whatever. And off. But yeah, just one of them sort of standalone projects, which then has inspired me for my next video build. So obviously the MG, this one here, and the figures, and obviously what Phil's going to show in a minute, are for what we've got running on the site, the Interbellum. Is that a SIG or a group build? I can never remember which is bloody which.
That's a group build.
Group build. So the Interbellum group build, which is obviously for end of World War One, beginning of World War Two. This is what the project we're doing between us to do with that. And then also running is a SIG, which is 1944.
Yeah.
So another quick plug to Great North Roads, but another one of their vignette bases. And I've started filming this today, so I've put this together. And what I am going to do with that is, here you go, here's my block as well where it sit on. I know it's not the best camera angle, but there you go. So usual thing, bit of height with that, is Gecko. I've done a nice set of US paratroopers with a Cushman.
Very nice. 82nd Airborne.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So that's what's going to go on that, basically. So you got the little bike, equipment and stuff like that. So I've done a review. I've just recorded a review of this, and then obviously I'm going to build it and, show how painting a paratrooper and a little bike and put it all together. So that's going to be my 1944 entry, I've decided. So if anybody's interested in which kit it is, so if you were, plugged to Great North Road, well, it's that one. The Steps Front vignette. So there we go for them. But yeah, that's what I'm up to at the minute. So pretty busy, I've got to say. I've got it getting quite a bit done, to be honest.
Very nice.
So I'm in the purple patch productivity, if I can even say the word.
Yes.
So yes, that's what I've been up to.
Excellent. As for me, I finished off, obviously, the little Tiger Moth is completed and done. So we put the harnesses into this one, finished off obviously with the decals going onto it. Have to say, decals went down flawless. None of this has been overcoated, and we got no silvering on it at all. They just went down really, really nice. But generally, I must admit, the actual build and the fit is absolutely stunning on these things. They just absolutely go together really, really well. Very much highly recommended. Like I said, I think on the Friday show, is that, if you ever thought about wanting to do something like this, but you're terrified of rigging and biplanes in general, to be honest, the Gladiator, what's the other one? The Stearman and what's the German one called?
The Booker.
They sort of do the series of the four of them. They are really all very, very nice kits. There's not a million parts to it. They go together really, really well. So as you can see, we did the effect on the panels and everything, and it is in here. So this one, again, it's going to have a little bit of weathering when we get the base done, but we'll wait until the base is ready as well. So we'll be going through the old sort of things with that one. But yeah, had a lot of fun with these. I do like these kits because they are not, overcomplicated. It's not like doing a Wingnut Wings kit or anything else like that. And the rigging is actually, for the first time, a real joy to do. In fact, I'm going to use this technique for all of them now, from now on. So anyway, the final part with this will be for members. Will be up with you on Friday. All right, and that will complete that one. And that's my entry into the Interbellum group build. So that one's coming on very, very nicely indeed. So with that one done, might stick that there without doing the keyboard. The other thing I worked over the weekend was this little lump. So we started on the weathering of this one. So you might remember we had real problems with the decals. They're not brilliant. And I did ask, literally, because they're called ask, if anybody else has had problems with them as well. And again, a little bit of a mixed bunch. Some of you have said you've had nightmares with them and you wouldn't use them again. Other people said they work really well. What I would say is if you are using them, do them over a gloss coat. And they could do with something down first as well to help them adhere. So for the first time ever, oh, there we go, just throwing it around for maximum reach. But I did use this. So this is the Microset Mark, which I always said is just literally PVA glue. It probably is still, but it does make a difference because I use them for obviously on the Tiger Moth and that went down beautifully with this stuff. So what it does is just gives a little bit more adhesion to the decals going on. But hopefully you can see, the camera angle is a little bit closer there we go. You can see how well they've actually gone on. And to be honest, the little troubles we've had, you can probably see the little bubbling techniques, and I've sanded them off now, and I've actually done it to give wear and tear, and I think it works really, really well to them. I've got a couple of marks. You can probably see this one here, my finger is, my thumb, and that's because obviously we're using a really strong setting solutions to get these down. But once they're in, they go down really well, and we've got this one over here, and again we got some slight damage to it when I was trying to get them to go down, but once they're on no problem at all. They do go down very, very well indeed. So I'm very happy with that all the way through, and just generally all of them now have gone on really well. So with that all done, I did give this a coat of this stuff, which is the matte, which is 3rd Gen's matte coat. Again, this is definitely more of a satin. If you see how this is the matte coat. I would call it a satin. I do like the finish because it's perfect for doing what we did next onto it, was weathering and stuff. But again, I've had people say they can't get on with this stuff. Make sure you absolutely mix it well. This stuff's like toothpaste. It's really thick. You need to really shake this up to get it to work well. Once you've got it really shaken it up, thin it literally 75% thinners. To 80% thinners into this, because it really does go a long way. And then when you're putting it down, don't put it down at 1,000,000 psi. Literally just stick it down at sort of 15 psi air pressure, and you should be absolutely fine with it. It does go on quite wet, but fear not, it does sort itself out. So if you do get the odd little thing looking really wet and it looks like it's going to run, just leave it and it will sort itself out, and it will sort of level out and everything else. As you can see, once it's on, it goes down really, really nicely. So with that down at the weekend, did it on Sunday, we came in with the old dark dirt. And to be honest, I got some new flash photos for this, because I use this one as a test piece, because I haven't done an up-to-date how to use the wash video in 15 years. So I thought I better do one. So there will be a video coming out at some point this week of doing the weathering on this. We'll be free to watch. But we used the dark dirt, and as you can see, right the way over it. And it just enough to make the panel lines all pop and come alive. Obviously, you can see it in the markings now and everything. So it's really come to life and working very, very well. So next up for this one, we're going to be coming in with oils. So we're going to do oil work all the way over it. Then we're going to do loads of chipping. So for around, obviously, engine cowlings, leading edges of wings, generally all over this thing, it's going to get chipping and some real heavy-duty wear and tear, because again this thing was floating around I think it was around the Pacific at this point in its life, but again it's had a hard life because it was actually with the US Air Force, or Army Air Corps should say, in the early days. Then it went over to the Netherlands, had it, then it actually went down to the Australians, had it. So it's all 3 theatres, this thing, in theory. So but yeah, so it had quite a hard life, but again it's all still a soft fit on this, so it can all still come apart. I haven't even glued the wings on yet, so which is quite handy. So if you do need to do anything to it, they come off. But again, testament to how well these wings go on and fit, because it doesn't need to. You could have it as a soft fit. So job for me tomorrow is literally going to be cracking on with this one. I'm going to get all the weathering down onto this one. We'll get the chipping work, the oil work onto it, and then obviously final bits and pieces. Then we're going to final assembly, so we get the flaps all put onto it, the doors, the weapon fit and everything else right the way through, which will then complete off this particular build. But I have thoroughly loved this one. It's been a lot of fun. I do like the actual HK kits. This is the HK 48 scale B25, and it is a beauty. Highly recommend it, as I do all their kits. Again, you get people and they're like, well, it don't go on, and this, and they do. You just need to make sure it's put together correctly. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, really nice. Very nice. And I do love the head-on look. And to be honest, I'm going to throw this out here now, because look at that. That just looks cool. But I still maintain that the B25 is the only bomber that looks good on the ground.
It's just the coolest. Cool. It's the coolest plane ever. It's up there with the
coolest
P-40.
looking one. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I have to totally agree with that. For coolness of planes, and I know you get people say about the Mosquito, looks great in the air. Don't get me wrong, Mozzie in the air looks really nice. As the like B-17 looks great in the air and all the rest of it. On the ground though, I think that's the trouble with tail draggers. And obviously, let's face it, the B-24 is not going to win any beauty awards ever. But yeah, I think obviously there's just something around about the B-25 on the ground looks meaty and aggressive still, and yeah, just a very cool aircraft. So
I think, to be honest with you, when the B-26 comes out, that Marauder, because that should be out hopefully next month, I think that'll give it a bit of a run for its money, because that's a pretty aeroplane, the B-26. So
it is the B-26. I always say it's almost the curvy, the French version. Yeah, French. All their aircraft are quite curvy and sleek. All right,
Well,
some of their cars
hold on a
clearly aren't,
minute.
but
Hold on
yeah.
a minute. Some of
You
their
won't-
interwar stuff is definitely only a mother
well,
could
yeah,
love.
wacky races.
Yeah,
That lot
yeah.
is
Let's be
yes.
fair.
But what I mean is, you look at the B26, it's very tubular
Yeah,
and
it is.
and sleek and
It's fast.
aerodynamic.
It
This
looks
looks like a
fast.
brick that's going to
Yeah,
kill you.
I think
So
that just looks like purposeful, especially when it's
yes,
fully armed up with all the guns and the
yeah,
one I did
all
obviously
the
with the shorter
strafing gear,
nose
yeah,
with the
yeah,
cannons and all that. I think yeah. To be honest with you, I've got a thing for the mid-range sort of US bombers from the A20 to
yes,
obviously the Invader. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And the B26 Marauder and stuff. I think they're interesting, obviously decals wise as well, or markings wise that they used and stuff, rather than the heavies. And obviously when they made them into gun platforms as well, that was
yeah,
even better, in it, because
yeah.
they just look mean.
I must admit, I do. What I love obviously about the V25 is when it's got the guns on the cheeks,
Yes.
down the side here.
Yeah.
You got 4 of them there. That's what every pilot wants, something to do some proper strafing with.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's got 2 fixed in the nose as well on this one. So this version's rocking the 4 on the sides, 2 in the nose, and then you've got the Bombardier. Obviously, I assume can have the gun as well, a 50 out the front. So technically, you've got, and obviously with the turret on top, you've got quite a lot of forward firepower if you were coming in for a strafing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, it is a cool aircraft. Really, really nice one.
It is.
So,
Wait
when we
till
do a
border.
show, if we get
Hey.
around to a show, you have to bring yours and we'll have them together.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we can manage that.
B25s,
someday.
old and new.
Yeah. Past and present. Yeah,
Past
absolutely.
and present, definitely.
I'm just waiting for Border to bring their 35th one out.
Yeah, that'll be the
Hint.
thing, won't it?
Hey, hint.
It's going to happen, isn't it? That's the thing. It's going to happen.
Nice. It would be nice, to be honest. They're doing the 111, aren't they? So they're not scared of actually tackling something a little bit bigger. So you never know, do
Definitely
you?
not. No, so that's well within their remit. If they're doing a 111, then that'd be quite nice.
Who
I must
knows?
admit.
Who knows?
Very nice indeed.
So,
Very, very
cool.
nice.
Go on then. Anyway.
So, here's a blast from the past that probably most of you have seen at some point or other. To be honest, it's still running, but it has had lots of teething problems. But topic for today's programme is how good Hasegawa stuff is. Even today, and this is one of their newer models, shall we say, but even their classic stuff, which I've got some here as well to show you, is absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, I'll tempt fate now. So bearing in mind, this thing hasn't been fired up for a year. We just tried it. It's had a dust off and all the rest of it. But, come on. It still works.
It still goes.
It still does it. So, yes. Do we want the full effect? It goes on for like 3 minutes or whatever it is. Hold on. I'll get him to do the power up and then I'll turn it off again. So, yes. Go on, give it some beans, mate. Come on. Go on. Oh, it's just letting the oil warm up. Give him a minute.
Yeah, get the oil around the engine. Don't want to block
That's it. Get the oil a bit thinner. And it'll give it some beans.
I'm surprised it's not sticking oil out in all over the wheel.
Let's say he has had a few accidents. He's been to shows. There we go. Going for it.
As it taxis off into the sunset.
Yeah, it's the bit where it pulls itself off the map. It's going to blow up. It hasn't been run for a year. I'm surprised it's still going as well.
Still like to have close for you.
Hold on. Here he goes. There you go.
Do you remember the film The Lost Boys?
Yes, yeah.
Right, where his they went to with Grandad, didn't they? And he had that old car,
That's right,
the
yes.
little one, and the guy in the car, and he started it up, and he's like, "Oh, we're off to town," and he goes,
Yeah.
gets it all revved up and whatnot. Then he goes, "No, we're going in this thing," and he won't take it out. That's like
That's
that.
it.
It's all
It's
nice.
his
and revved up,
classic
and it goes
car.
nowhere.
Doesn't go anywhere. No, that's it. So, anyway, this particular kit is what Matt's got next to him there. So this is the legendary P-40, which I think came out in around about 2010, was it? I think. Because funny enough, weirdly, I've got a connection here because Hasegawa sent me that kit. I had it as a white box back in the day, and it was the first time I'd ever been sent a white top box from a manufacturer. So it came with me with some instructions, which were a bit ropey to say it best. They were stapled together, and it was all in foreign, and I didn't have a clue. And I was like, So we did the review of it quite basically. But anyway, didn't build it at the time, clearly. And then we built this one. Oh, God, how many years ago now was this?
Oh,
5 years ago now. Yeah,
at least. Gotta be, hasn't it?
It was actually our first collaboration because Matt did the pilot.
I did, and
he did the pilot in here for me. So yes, bless him.
God,
because clearly I can't do it.
I don't think I could make a better job now, but still, it doesn't. I was actually thinking, you know what, I could do with adding some ground crew figures to that.
Yes, you could do with it. Could be with a new bass, to be honest, because this was just a hash it together bass as well. So because I needed to hide the speaker, because clearly it's got a speaker underneath for the audio file, and it was like, how do you hide a full size speaker in this? So that's how we did it.
I reckon we could redo that. I've got an idea to read. You know what I mean? That could work and redo it. Same principle of what you've done.
Yeah.
But, a bit more to it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There you go. Another collab coming.
Definitely. Well, the thing is, for this one, if I remember rightly, we did the Milton Keynes show when it was at the Don's ground. It was really windy. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Nathan rememers.
Yeah, Nathan does. He lost his lightnings, didn't
he? His lightnings all got blown off the table when the tablecloth took flight. But I was carrying this in from the car, and we'd already set the stand up. It was the last thing to come in. Came in, massive gust of wind, and it ripped it off because I'd super glued it to the base, and like now it's no longer attached to the base. But it snapped it off. It spun round. I grabbed it and I snapped off the hoop area off the top. The tail wheel, never seen it again. That just went flying across the car park, and literally I managed to catch it on its side like this. How I didn't crush the gear is beyond me. And then literally got in quickly out the wind and all the rest of it. And it's a case of I have no idea where the hoop area went off the top, and I have no idea where the tail wheel went. But I have still got the pitot because the pitot's down in here for it. So somehow that managed to stay here. But so it does need a new tail wheel, definitely, just to lift it off a little bit. But apart from that, it's off. But anyway, the whole point of this is it's a really, really nice kit, and it is available again. Because it was done.
Indeed.
It was reboxed by Eddard, wasn't it, in one of their fancy boxings?
Yeah, that was the first one where you used to get the tin.
Yeah, the tin
sign with it, weren't it? Which soon dropped after Dottie May, was it, or whatever? But this one, had the tin sign. I think that's yours. Yours had the tin sign, isn't it? That's what yours is.
I think so, yes. Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah.
Because they had fancy pin-up artwork with it, which was really, really nice, really popular at the time. This is still best in scale. I know Trumpeter's got 32nd P-40s out, but this is still stands up easily to anybody else's. And if I remember rightly, when you build it, it's because the tails are different and stuff. It's you've got the
brake back here, so you actually put on entire, but it's a big square plug that goes in.
Yeah.
So,
but the trick is to obviously attach the tail before you join the two fuselage off together, isn't it? Rather than try and plug it in, so you don't get a step. It's an easier clean up.
Yes.
But I like to say it's just a P-40. What's not a lot to like, isn't it? It's just brilliant.
And so they're back in. It's still my favourite, aircraft and model that I've probably ever built still, purely because I've always wanted to do a nice shark mouth P-40. And I've done smaller stuff and all the rest of it, but it's the first time I've done a 32nd one, and it just went together really, really nicely. To be honest, it's looking a bit aged now. It needs a proper wash. I gave it a dust off here, but it's looking quite dusty, and all the rest of it. Because funny enough, I was looking at some photos of it about 2 weeks ago, and up on the site for the proper photos, and it doesn't look quite as worn. It's a bit fresher, shall we say.
I do actually think as well, off this version, you could actually build a RAF one.
Could you? Yeah.
I think you could with an E. I'm pretty sure you can build a later RAF desert one or Mediterranean one, whichever. I'm sure you can. So that's good. If you can find aftermarket decals, because obviously, as me and Phil know, the desert RAF scheme is just ace anyway. So, yes,
definitely. But yes, here she is. This is when she was fresh and new and just been finished. So, but there you go with the aerial and the tail wheel and all the rest of it.
Yeah, in one piece.
There you go. That's Matt's figure.
He's not that
Very,
bad.
very nice.
It's a bit lacking
Happy.
in the shadow department, I think. Could have done, you know, but there you go.
I think he's looking quite. Oh, I've lost that gun sight as well. I think.
Oh no.
That's gone as well. I have to scratch build one, and I'm just looking. So, but yeah, no, turned out really, really well. Very, very happy with it. We wanted that sort of worn down look, and it's got it.
Yeah.
Although it definitely needs a wash, because I'm looking at it now thinking, So,
Can't see any of that weathering.
can't see any of the weathering, no. But generally, though, it is a really, really nice kit. It goes together very, very well. That's just playing around with doing the base. But yes, it's one of those ones where it's just a good, solid kit all the way around it. You know? And again, you can do so much with it. Very, very nice indeed.
And while we're on about P-40s, if you don't want a 30-second one...
Sorry, where are you?
We've got
We've got the mini-me.
It's little brother.
Yeah.
Which again is I think it's just a downscale kit of this. It's still, you know, separate from tail and everything, but again, fantastic kit. So if you're into 48th and you want to do a P40, there you go. You've got both options there.
Yes, definitely. And again, we're talking about this because of Hasegawa and all the rest of it, clearly, but this is one of those ones where it's not overcomplicated. You haven't got like a million parts to everything, all the rest of it. And so if you wanted to do something like this, like put an engine into it, and obviously got a soundboard and a bit of electrics and all the rest of it, it's really straightforward because there's loads of room inside it because it's not filled up with stuff like an engine, you know, so you could fit all of this into it with no problems at all. And that's what's really, really nice. But you get together, a curbside model, if you like, really, really quickly and nice. And that tends to be the sort of thing with most of the Hasegawa kits, is that they've got full of detail exactly where you need it. So this one has got fully detailed cockpit, no problem at all. The wheel wells are really nice, you know, but you haven't got some of the luxuries perhaps you get with other people's kits where obviously full internal engine and stuff. But if you're not into them, who cares?
No,
you know.
Well, but don't you think that's a bit of a Japanese trait? I mean, Tsukimura's like bucked the trend a little bit, but you're looking at Fujimi, Hasegawa, even Tamiya and their aircraft kits. They're all nice, but they're all quite simple, if that makes sense, to put together. Not a massive parts count, but they all fit. The engineering's really good. And like you say, the detail's where you need it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think, like I say, Tsukimori's like booked that trend a little bit for Japanese kit manufacturers, where they've gone like hyper detail. It's not just super, it's hyper, in it. You know, they've been into a completely different stratosphere with their detail. But just for the run of them, like I say, if you're a bit more than a casual modeler, but you know, like you say, you're not fussed on full engines and stuff you're never ever going to see ever again.
No.
Hasegawa, just you know, perfect. So you never have any issue with buildability either, do you? They're always really nicely engineered. Even kits from the 80s from Hasegawa. All right, there's a few duds in there, but mainly they are good solid kits. So that's enough wax lyrical about them. Up next in the Hasegawa.
Got a Sabre.
We've got a Sabre. There we go.
Sabre.
An absolute classic, that.
It is, absolutely. So again, this is the Hasegawa one, which is the best, to be honest, hands down. You know, again, there is other options out there, wouldn't it? Academy used to do one, I think, and a few others. And obviously, Airfix have got one out now and all the rest of it. But this is the original version. So again, we've done a little bit of metallised work on this one, obviously, and all the rest of it. And it is a bit dusty, to be honest. But again, it's one of those kits where it goes together really, really well. No problems at all with it. And again, you've got all the detail. This is straight out of the box with it as well. So down in here, sorry, this one's actually was the Edard version, so it's got a bit of photo etch into it. But again, the cockpit is absolutely gorgeous and is fine. You've got plenty of detail down in there of everything you could need. But it's speed brakes, just a little bit of painting. You can really liven them up. And again, the wheel wells, they're always quite nice on these as well. And again, little things you don't do is obviously the guns and everything else like that. But again, there's aftermarket if you did want to add all the guns into it, and you could do it that way. But it is a very smart kit, very nice.
Was Hasegawa one of the first to do proper like recessed panel lines? I know obviously Matchbox did the trenches back in the 70s, but you know, as a proper refined.
As a refined panel line, again, if you go back and you look at the early 90s, and that's when Hasegawa changed, because some of their kits did have raised panel lines, so you do have to be careful because there's still a few of them floating around now, even with still their F4B, for instance, that's got raised panel line details. But very quickly they just switched And that's the thing, because when I used to build lots of like US Navy aircraft and stuff like that, I built the Phantom, the original F4 Phantom, and I did it as the Sundowners in the B markings, raised panel lines. So consequently, I assumed incorrectly, because obviously this is pre-internet, that the J version and all the others were all raised as well. And it's like, no, it's literally just the B. And apparently that's just, it came along, they released that one, and then 2 years later they came out with the J, completely different. But the thing is, it's like perfect because the panel lines are sharp. I mean, really sharp, sharper than anybody else's at that date. And Tamiya was obviously giving them a run for her money, but then Tamiya never did this type of thing. They didn't do modern aircraft, you know, or certainly, you know, jets and stuff like that at that point. I think they had the MiG-15 out and a few things like that. But generally, they didn't go anywhere near it. They kept well away from all the modern stuff because Hasegawa did it. But if you look even today at the riveting detail and the panel line detail on their stuff that goes back to the 90s and, you know, some of them into the 80s as well, it is absolutely razor sharp. And I remember getting my first one as well. And I think the first time I built one was the F4J and seeing it. And it was like, wow, because they usually had a soft edge. All recessed details had a slightly soft edge. These are literally 90-degree sharp ones in there.
Tooling.
Like
The proper tooling.
Proper tooling.
Proper hard tooling. I think between them probably in the late 80s and Fujimi, because the little 7-second Fujimi kits are all recessed. I don't think there's any raised Fujimi kits, not unless it's really, really old. But again, when they go into the 80s, and you know, because they did a Sabre, didn't they? And like the Phantoms, and they did quite a run, and they did some Corsairs as well. I think they did, didn't they? They did some Corsair 2s, didn't they?
In the 72nd, yeah.
And they're all recessed, and they're all really,
recessed,
again, if you're going back 40 years or whatever, they're proper state of the art compared to some of the other kits we were getting at the time. You know what I mean? So. Again, we've spoken about Japanese kit manufacturers before, but I think going back, you know, like I say, 40 years ago, they were a proper game changer. I think.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Real, you know, pushing.
I remember, like back in the day, my local model shop, my local one didn't really do anything Japanesey. It was just your standard European company. So you had Hella, Airfix, Revell, things like that. But if I went to the bigger shop one in Exeter, which is my local city, I used to have them in there as well. And the guy who owned it used to be a rep years ago for Tamiya as well, apparently. And then he retired and had the shop and everything. And he was telling me all the stories literally about Hasegawa, you know, Tamiya and you know, the difference between the company, the falling out that they had, and various things. And it was that thing about that if you look at, obviously you put up a Hasegawa kit next to anything from Europe, it's like night and day. And he had all Hasegawa kits in there, so he had the Phantoms. I remember the long-nose Phantoms came out, the E's and that, and it was like, you're going to want this one, look at this. And it was like, wow, you know? And, yeah, literally it was just a complete game changer. And also the thing is, back in the day, the prices weren't bad. They were, you know,
to be honest
35
with you,
quid.
Even now, though, because obviously when we've gone for our little montage of Hasegawa, we'll show you, you know, where they are on the site to purchase. But... Again, they're actually not that expensive because everybody's got this myth of Hasegawa going like really expensive. And I think at one point they kind of did, but I think they've kind of leveled out. And these classics are not that bad, I don't think, price-wise. No. Obviously, they've gone up from the 90s and the 2000s where everything's gone up. But I don't think, again, you know, like Tamiya's sort of kept their core range of the older kits from the 90s at a certain price. Obviously... I don't think Hasegawa are that bad, and obviously they're different subjects. But I actually like the box arts. I never really realised about Hasegawa box arts, but actually they are quite cool, aren't they? A bit classic, you know what I mean? That'd be a nice poster, that, wouldn't it, with all the nice colours of the clouds behind.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
You know.
But I remember that kit became very, very quite hard to find. And I remember building it, would have been 90s, you know, no, maybe until the early 2000s, and I built that kit for the first time. But I built, I think it was the Academy one before it. And then I built that one, and that one was like night and day between both kits. You know, and just to give the balance on here, because I like to keep the balance, they're not perfect. You know, you do sometimes have fit issues and various things, and I pointed them out when we did that the turkey shoot build, and I did the Phantom. I explained there's two vital things you need to know when you build that kit, and you know, if you take them out, they go together dream, but if you don't, you've got problems. And again, that's the thing. Some of the tooling molds slightly off. So you need to check fitting, dry fitting, everything. Make sure it all goes in, and then understand that if there's a gap, there's usually a reason for it. So have a look. And then obviously sometimes it's literally a tiny little tooling error, and then you just sand that off and it fits an absolute gem and have no problem. But again, I always, you know, used to say, Tamiya, to me, were always the best, you know, and they still are, to be honest. But Hasegawa was always right behind them. You know, they're my two go-to. And when I was doing commission stuff as well, it was often the thing people would say, oh, can you commission me to build a whatever and all the rest of it? And it used to be that Hasegawa, my go-to company to use for those kits, because one is I know they're good, they're recessed, they've got really nice detail all the way through, and actually the price isn't bad, because obviously Tamiya was always a little bit more expensive, you know. And then if you're going the other way and you're looking at other manufacturers for said kit, you know, sometimes you'd struggle to find anything, because they did do some really good selective ones, you know. But again, the price was always really, really nice. It was just that nice bit in the middle. We've got fantastic quality, good detail for a good price as well. So
yeah,
I really like them.
So,
you know.
So there's the Sabre.
Yeah.
So what else we've got behind me? I'll show you some of the other bits and
Have you
bobs.
got a Draken?
I haven't got a Draken, no, unfortunately.
Oh, right, okay.
I've got one of them, though.
Yeah, nice AV8B, Harrier Plus.
Yeah.
So, again, they do the different versions in this one as well. This is the Plus, so it's got the radar in the nose, but they do the other version as well. Also, don't forget, they did the GR5s, and also they did the GR7 Harriers.
Yeah.
Famously now reboxed by Hobby 2000. But it is that kit, and that's the nice thing to it. And again, they do come with nice markings.
Yeah, we had that special one that Gary bought from Tiger, didn't we? Was boxed in. We sold a ton of them, didn't we, to be honest? That was a really good kit. Well, if you want a US one anyway, so we've got that in. Hey, look, we might be seeing that again this year.
We want to see that. Yeah, we want the Stallion back.
The big one.
Nice,
you never know.
The nice CH53. If it does, I'm having one and I'm going to build it.
Oh, right, okay. So,
I don't know what I'm going to do with a frisbee that's going to be the rotor head for it, but hey.
The Dauntless. I built this.
Yes.
I remember building this. I built this kit. And yeah, it's not as detailed as the old Accurate Ninjas one, granted, as in the interior. But it looks like a Dauntless and it builds like a Dauntless and it's not very expensive. So, again, if that's your thing, they're in. And then one that Filler will approve of, I think.
Definitely. Really, really nice. Again, we've seen a lot of Apaches over the last, you know, sort of few years coming down the line. But that one there, which was around, you know, in the sort of 2000s, it got released. It's a game changer. That's such a nice kit. And in theory, I've got a video build. It's one of the free-to-watch ones. And I had to use, I think it was the Academy one or whatever it was, purely because I couldn't get hold of that kit. I wanted that kit because I actually had the Aries resin cockpit for it. Yeah. But I couldn't get the kit because it was just unavaiable in the UK at that point.
So you've read the Academy one or the Italeri one, I would have thought.
Yeah.
What much else, obviously, about, was it at the time? So
no.
Sorry, got my lights on it, but there you go. PT23.
That's it. And that was good in the numbers. Look, I've got a PT14 over. I've got I've got PT41. And then I've got a P26. And I've got a P43. Somebody's going to have to go around doing these now. I've got an E40.
Hey, you're going to have a PT47 soon.
And a 47, because I'm going to get them back. Because I must admit, I sold the Corsair because I had the bicentennial marking one. Yeah. And I thought, I'm never going to get around to doing it. And I really regret selling that one. So but I'll get another one back in.
But also, we've had these in before.
Gems, yes.
But obviously, we've got some back in, a selection back in. So the weapon set. So this is the US Air Force weapon set list. It comes with a tractor, so it's got to be worth buying that, isn't it?
Yes.
You're all right, mate.
That's all right. I'm just going to get mine out because I've got them here.
Oh, right, okay.
They are literally in my little cupboard here somewhere.
So yeah, everything you say, I can definitely remember seeing these in BTs in the 80s.
Yes.
100%, because I remember the little tractor and the lift truck, apparently.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's number 5. They come in different numbers. There we go. Phil's got some there. So, we've got that one. We've also got the US Pilot and Ground Crew set, which we've had in before, where you get the little van as well.
Yeah.
Which is a cool area. Because digging in the archives. Go on, Indiana Jones. I'm sure you'll find something.
Do you know what? I think I've got them all. Hold on. Let me get underneath there.
God.
Cupboard.
He's going in.
Going in.
So.
Fine.
Don't get lost.
Yeah, that's it. All right, I won't get the others out, but yes.
So just to figure, they're 72nd scale.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got a couple of 48th ones. So we've got the pilot and figure set.
Yeah.
Get sort of one of each there. So Japanese RAF, US Air Force, a Luftwaffe one. So
again, so if you get two of each, if I remember rightly. You get two of each type.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So they look quite nicely done. And then last but not least is
Which one you got? Smart one.
the D, the Smart Bombs and Targeting Pods. And
Which one's that?
nice.
D, A, C. Oh, I haven't got that one.
Oh,
Well, I might have. It might be buried in my cupboard. I've got
well.
A, B, and C.
Oh, right, okay. This is a D. Yeah.
Yes. So
that's
the great
D.
thing about these was obviously that Hasegawa kits famously didn't come with any weapons. You might get a couple of sidewinders and maybe some sparrows, things like that, but they never came with bombs. And again, if you wanted to do a Tomcat, for instance, you had to buy that because it's got the Phoenix missiles in it and all the rest of it. So again, it was one of those ones which was a right pain, but they had some really cool stuff. So you had like the Gal 8 guns for the Phantoms. So again, it really used to finish them off really nicely. But again, if we can get hold of some more of these, we will do because we've got the weapon set. I know everybody does now because you can get ordnance sets now from AMK do them and everybody does them now.
Yeah.
But at the time, this was it. If you wanted one, literally it was the only option you had.
Look at that. It's
Yeah,
lovely,
nice.
lovely grey Hasegawa styrene.
GBU 12s, I used to freaking have them on hanging off of all my Hornets and things back in the day. So,
But obviously, save one of the best for last because this is obviously the best in scale still to this day.
absolutely,
You know, Hobby Boss have had to go, and you know it's a nice kit, but it's not this. And this one's been sent to Phil probably.
Yes, I will have it. I'll take it.
So
Go. Where are we? Hold on, I might be able to show you a picture of that if I can get in. Try and get into my server, which it probably won't allow me, but I'll try it. I might be able to grab you a picture.
Ooh.
Photo bucket, who knew?
Oh God. Is that still going, Photo Bucket?
Yeah, do you know what? Top tip, everyone. Make sure you check your account because mine renewed back in November and they charged me 180 odd quid. And I thought, for what? Because it's on an auto, Went and checked and I went on their site and you can have what I'm using now. My plan is now £28 a year. So I emailed them very nicely and said, sorry, I think there's been a mistake because on your site it says it's £28 a month and you've just charged me 185, I think it was. And they were like, oh, sorry about that. You should have been switched over to the new payment system.
Oh, it's one of them.
They did refund me in full. I give them their due. They did refund me in full. And then obviously I set it up with the other version. So, but yeah, it's a bit cheeky, I thought.
I was about to say, if you've not noticed that, though, you want to go refund and message them. So how many, potential...
Yeah, people has not been told,
Yes, yeah, exactly that. Mm.
Yes.
Bit of a crafty one, that, isn't it, really?
I think that's extremely crafty. So I'll just see if I can literally... I've got lots and lots of photos of them and it'll be trying to find one. Hold on. Where's my way? Talk amongst yourselves, everyone.
He's going to find it in a minute. And, edit this in.
Yeah, I'll edit this. It's fine.
Just play some nice background music while we wait.
Yeah, Tony Hart music.
Yeah, some nice soothing music.
Do you know what they've done? They've changed it now. So there it is. But it's not in order. They're just random.
Okay. Right.
So anyway, here it is. There we go. This
got teeth.
This was got teeth, you see. But funny enough, this kit I built around about in 2000, year 2000.
Wow.
And,
nice photo.
Well, I thought that too.
I could say, what happened?
What's my photographic skills? I know.
Yeah.
Yes. To be honest, the reason this is a good photo because this was a commissioned one. So yeah, I have to take good. I've got to do good photos for the commission. So so before it gets destroyed on the way to them, they could look what it looked like before I got it in the post.
Yeah, for it's a bag of bits.
Yeah, we'll get a bag of bits. But yeah, so this is the kit, and obviously just pointing out down in here, you can see the electronics bays and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Really nice. This is stock straight out of the box, everyone. So it's nothing extra on this whatsoever. But you get the boarding bit as well, which is really nice. But obviously you do get, the electronics bays, and you've got the wheel wells are really, really nice. The cockpit isn't too bad either. You can't see much in there right the way through. But what's really nice with this one is that you've got this segment for the wing section, the way it goes on. I just don't like the way everyone else does it. But their one's really nice, having it as a sort of planting bit. So very nice. Goes in well.
What scheme would you do it in if you built another?
What's the options on that box? Because they do some really nice options, isn't it?
We've got Marauders, VA82 Marauders, is it?
Yeah.
Tell you what, actually, I'll tell you what, because this is yours. I can dig in it.
You can help yourself in that.
Because normally you used to get a really yes, you still do. That's one thing we haven't mentioned about sort of this
giant decal sheets.
The decal sheets, because they have sort of Hasegawa decals are ace.
Yes.
There you go. That's what you get with it.
Very nice. Very cool.
Especially when you got like the Crusader and obviously the F86 and stuff. They got some. I presume the Phantoms had them as well. There were some really really nice decals, and they work
really
well.
They always had really nice decals. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your schemes if you wanted to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Very
else.
Nice.
I presume you can get loads for this.
To be honest, I have got a bucket load of decals for it from back in the commission days.
Ooh.
So I've actually got lots of them here.
Hey, this has got a bit of photo etch in it.
Oh.
Look.
Yeah, they did. They all came with that bit. Yeah.
What is it?
It's the plates that run down the side of the fuselage. That kit was standard with that kit all the way through.
Oh, I never knew Hasegawa came with photo etch.
Yeah.
We've got some drop tanks. Look.
Yeah.
I'll let you do a review when you get it because it's worth.
I'll do a new review for it. Yeah, definitely.
A new review. It's worth a retro review, isn't it? Lose my stuff. So the Hasegawa stuff that we've got in is obviously a bit of we had a pre-order, didn't we? Basically going year and a half ago, I think it was, and then everything went a bit pear-shaped and whatever. So this is the back end of the original order because we had
an original order. This is the second part of it.
This is the second batch of what we've got. There is a few bits missing because it's been discontinued, which makes us think perhaps you might see that in another guise of one of the kits. And then unfortunately the Sea King, we've only got so many allocated to us anyway. So, it is what it is because it's taken that long. But grab them because, Phil's going to show where they are.
That's it. So they're in our, if you just pop over to the PM Models UK store and then literally just go in our special section and here they all are. Yeah. So.
And there's a few we're not shown, obviously the 109 there, the Trop 109, 32nd one, the B25J is an amazing kit, to be perfectly honest. That's a really, really best in scale in 72nd by a long way.
Yes.
So, that's a good kit that Edouard's reboxed recently as well.
Mm-hmm. And also, like we were talking about the price, obviously this one is a monster anyway, because this is a 32nd scale Stuka, which I have built and it is an absolutely stunning kit. Really, really nice, that one.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, you're talking 34 quid we got them up for.
50 quid
for these
for
ones.
a 32nd,
32nd P-40, 50 quid, really nice again, right the way through. The Apache's just at 35, the Harriers at 35, 47 on the Corsair. And again, the figures and the things and the weapon set's probably worth having a poke at, definitely, especially if you're going to need, some bombs and like LGBs and stuff like that. I think there's GBU 38s in there as well. So quite a modern weapons loadout for it.
And 22 quid for a 48 scale Stuka Cannon one. And that's a good kit. I've built the earlier version of it because it's just a different nose. I mean, it is a completely different aircraft compared to an early one, but the noses are separate. Obviously, it's Hasegawa. They've broken them down into a bit module. But again, bit of careful fitting, dry fitting, perfect, not a problem at all, obviously. There's some bargains in there, but some really, really nice stuff as well. So, and once it's gone, it's gone. We'll move on to the next big thing, won't we?
We will be. So, if you do fancy any of these, grab them now. Because, as I say, once they are gone, it's gone. We probably won't be getting them in again. So,
well, not anytime soon, anyway.
Not soon, anyway.
Put it that way.
It took freaking forever for this lot to turn up, let alone
exactly. So
another order soon. So,
all good.
Very,
just in
very
other
nice
news
stuff.
as well, while we've had a small Mr. Hobby delivery, shall we say, of leveling thinners, the normal Mr. Colour thinners, what was the other one we're doing? Tool cleaner, and a few of the metallics in. It's a small order because our supplier have only had a small order, so they're limited to what we could get out of them. Obviously, I think with the shipping thing that's going off in the long way round, shall we say, of getting here. I don't know if they've airshipped some stuff over just to keep stock. I'm not 100% sure, but we have got a bit in. So hopefully we'll get a proper stock in, obviously, over time. What else? And we've had a Tamiya delivery as well, so we've got extra thin and quick set back in. These two.
Very nice. Yeah.
Show them in my little pot holder, which is but they're back in as well, and obviously a restock of paint as well. So XFs and LPs, what else coming? X20As and things like that. So regular stocks coming in. SMS paint as well, obviously stocking that again. Attacker as well. Trying to just keep regular stocks and keep it going. So, but yes, if you like your extra thin, quick set and normal, they're in.
Very nice.
So good. Busy, and loads of pre-orders we've had in. It's just been an abundance of pre-orders. Apparently, well, what's landed, which we'll mention, is the Mariner that came in with some of the Hasegawa stuff, and we're doing the Hella stroke Airfix Jaguar, which Phil still is going to get one. I'm going to send him one just for a nostalgic look at a blast from the past.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, I can send it with that. Should do in this week, so I'll send them both out with that. So you can have a
together.
Peruse, can't you?
Definitely.
So, but yeah, no, all good, all busy there. Like I say, we're now taking, if you're thinking to PM or even the Flory site, card payments and Afterpay and Clear Pay and credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, you name it, we take it. We're not bothered. We'll take your money.
No, we'll take anything whatsoever now. But so after the success of PM Models doing it, they were the guinea pig and they did get their money. I've set it up on the Flory site as well now. So again, if you've ever had that thing about you don't like PayPal, you can still use PayPal. It's not a problem. But if you don't like PayPal, you can just use your card. It does say credit card, but any card works, literally. So any credit or debit card works, anything from around the world, and you have got the Clear Pay option as well, which is basically it spreads it over 4 payments. But you do need a credit rating, just saying, because it does check you. So it doesn't just assume you're fine. It does do a soft search on you, just to make sure. So if it does fail, because I've had a couple of people where it's failed, and they'd come to me and say, "Why has it failed?" And it's like, "Not to do with me, it's them." So So yes.
But all good.
Very good. Very, very nice indeed.
So,
just last
news,
go on.
I was about to say, in other news as well, if you're around on Saturday morning, UK time, from 10 till midday, we are doing a live show, aren't we?
The Saturday live show is coming back. The Saturday show is back.
Well, for 1 week.
For one special one. We are going to bring them back. Probably we'll do it, every couple of months we'll be into it and all the rest of it. So we'll bring you something. And we've got Easter coming up as well. We're doing a special for that as well and all the other bits and pieces. So the live build specials will be back coming along as well.
I've got an idea for that.
Oh, have you?
For little one-day builds where I can actually manage to finish something. I'm not going to be too ambitious like before and everything never get finished. So if we're going to start doing a bit more perhaps live stuff again, like over Easter and stuff, if we're free and available. But this Saturday anyway, so UK time, 10 till midday, we'll be on for a few hours. Candy's joining us. I don't know about the rest of the gang. We'll find out on Thursday's shows, free and available, but I think us three will definitely be on. So deals to be had. We'll be doing some deals and discounts again. Even though we discounted on the PM site for kits, there'll probably be some more deals and bits and bobs, whatever we've got left. So tune in and watch us.
Very good.
I think we're all building, aren't we? We're actually going to do a bit of building. I know we always
we will do some building work.
I think it'd be nice to...
We'll have chat and all the rest of it, but we'll be doing some building work and various things as well.
Yeah, a bit of something.
Hopefully the B25 will be finished this week, and then so I'll have clear table, because I tend to start on the next project, which is over here. So that'll be starting next week as well. So
cool. Yeah.
Be good. Be very, very good. Righto, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Absolute pleasure as always. Remember, you can catch up with us on Saturday morning. If not members, I'll have a vlog with you tomorrow, and then we've got a members show on Thursday night. Then the next part of the B25, the final part of the, grab him, there we go, of this little guy, the Tiger Moth, that'll be up with you for members on Friday, and then obviously it'll be another part of the B25 be up with you on Monday on that one. So yes, all good stuff. Still lots to come. Good job. Right, okay then. We will leave it right there. Happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Say goodbye, Matt. We're out of here.
Goodbye. Bye.